Childhood obesity is one of the most dangerous and most overlooked public health emergencies of our time. What begins as excess weight in early life often evolves into a lifetime of chronic disease, and among the most devastating consequences is a significantly heightened risk of cancer. The connection is not distant or speculative. Children who are obese today are being biologically primed for a future in which cancer is more likely, more aggressive, and harder to treat. The reason is disturbingly clear. Childhood obesity almost always leads to adult obesity, and the longer the body remains in a state of excess fat, hormonal disruption, and chronic inflammation, the more time it has to develop and feed cancer. This is not a matter of body image or temporary health concerns. It is a slow, cumulative biological process that quietly erodes immune function, damages DNA, alters hormone levels, and sets the stage for tumors to form and flourish. Obesity in childhood disrupts the body's normal development during a critical window of growth. Insulin resistance often begins early, driving up insulin and IGF-1 levels, both of which promote cell proliferation and inhibit programmed cell death, a recipe for future cancer. Leptin, another hormone produced by fat tissue, remains elevated, causing chronic low-grade inflammation that can persist for decades. These hormonal imbalances don't simply go away with age. They become ingrained in the body systems, reshaping metabolism, immune response, and even the way genes are expressed. Moreover, children with obesity are more likely to enter puberty earlier, particularly girls. Early puberty has been linked to an increased risk of breast and endometrial cancer later in life, as prolonged exposure to estrogen drives changes in hormone-sensitive tissues. At the same time, obesity weakens the body's ability to repair DNA damage and identify abnormal cells, allowing mutations to accumulate silently over time. What's especially alarming is that these risks build in a population least able to defend itself. Children do not choose their environments, their food systems, or their health education. They are shaped by the conditions around them, by marketing that pushes junk food, by schools that eliminate physical education, by neighborhoods without safe places to play or access to fresh food. Obesity in children is not about poor choices. It is about systemic failure, and the long-term consequences are grim. Studies now show that children with obesity are at greater risk of adult cancers including colorectal, kidney, pancreatic, thyroid, and liver cancer. These cancers, many of which were once seen primarily in older adults, are appearing earlier and more frequently in younger populations, raising the chilling possibility that the cancer landscape of the future will be defined by preventable suffering that began in childhood. Despite this, public policy has failed to mount a serious response. Schools still serve ultra-processed, high-sugar meals. Physical activity is treated as optional. Public health messaging remains vague or toothless, often more concerned with avoiding stigma than delivering facts. Meanwhile, the food industry continues to target children with high-calorie, low-nutrient products that hijack taste preferences and normalize unhealthy eating from the earliest years. By the time childhood obesity progresses to adult disease, the biological damage is already done. Tumor-promoting conditions may be deeply embedded long before the first scan or biopsy reveals anything wrong. And the health system, reactive rather than preventive, is rarely prepared to intervene meaningfully until cancer has already arrived. This is not a distant crisis. It is happening now in schools, in homes, in communities across the country. The seeds of adult cancer are being sown in childhood obesity, and without urgent, systemic intervention, the harvest will be devastating. We cannot wait until these children are adults with tumors. Cancer prevention must start in childhood, with policies that reshape food systems, education, and healthcare to give every child the chance to grow up free from the hidden, growing shadow of lifelong disease.